How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today is a great time to talk about Solana. Now, if you haven't heard about Solana, I will explain it a little bit. I'll give you some of the reasons it is flying right now, because if we look on the last 7 days here, it is up an insane amount, going from about $70 or so in the last week, all the way up to now 117 over the last month. We are back down in the 30s, and now it is nearly 4x'd to push Solana up to one of the largest market caps in cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about it here today, and we're going to break it down whether it is a good time to buy now or whether you should hold out. I'll tell you my opinion. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto analyst. Always do your own research. If you make money, great. If you lose money, that is on you. So definitely do your research for this. Now, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I appreciate that. Also, if you guys want, there are links underneath the video so that you can get an interest rate on your cryptocurrency, either at BlockFi or over on Voyager, depending on what you want. You might want both. You can get interest rates on the crypto you already hold. So definitely check those out underneath the video. And let's get into Solana. So obviously we have moved up a lot. If we actually look at the whole cryptocurrency market, is one of the top movers. In the last day, it's up 11%. In the last 7 days, up 60%. Now, there's really nothing that has been moving up that much. Even Bitcoin is actually down a little bit. So it's really interesting to see a project like Solana go into the top 10, growing to $35 billion within just a few days span. It's gone up so drastically. So why is this happening? Well, I think that is a good thing to cover before we actually break down whether it's a good time to buy now. So we have this coming out from their Twitter, August 27. So just for reference, if we look at the 7 day here, August 27, we were still pushing a decent amount, right? We were in the $80 range, but since then we're still up 50%. So what is it? They say T-3, 2, 1 ignition coming August 31st. We didn't really know what this was, but I will tell you what it is here in a second. I'll show you it because they just came out with it here today and kind of told us what it would be. But in addition to that, we have Charles Hoskinson, which is really the person spearheading Cardano. He said, "You guys seem to be making waves. Congratulations. Where can I learn more?" And they said, "Our DMs are always open." So that's interesting to see a leader of Cardano that even wants to learn more about Solana because of everything that they're doing. Now, why is it so exciting? Well, they have a lot of transactions per second that they can process on their project. You can see the block time, 0.4 seconds. Transaction fees are pretty much zero. Compared to if you look at Bitcoin, 7 transactions per second, transaction fees are a little bit higher. Of course, this is not on the Lightning Network or anything like that. Ethereum, 30 transactions per second on layer 1, 15 seconds. It costs $12. I mean, I think a lot of us know in the NFT space, and if you're doing transactions with Ethereum, it is more expensive, right? Just trying to convert your Ethereum to something else, like wrapped Ethereum, it costs money, it's expensive. That's why a lot of people are excited about Cardano. A lot of people like BNB because of how cheap the transactions are there. People like Polkadot. These have higher transactions than Ethereum. Now Ethereum is going to 2.0, so hopefully by the end of the year or early next year, we move into Ethereum 2.0 and it's cheaper, faster, and more secure. But right now, Solana is really leading the pack. Now, this is as of about 4 months ago, so some of this has changed, definitely, but you can get a feeling for, hey, they were still thousands of transactions per second better than all these other projects before. So that is interesting to see how far ahead they are compared to some of these other projects. Now, what is Ignition? Why did it pump up so much on this news, this kind of teaser? Well, it's a virtual hackathon worth up to $5 million in prizes and seed funding. So you can see, launch the future with Solana. Solana is the world's most prominent blockchain with high speeds and low fees, designed to help projects take off and quickly scale to billions of users. It's already used for a plethora of projects, including DeFi, apps, etc., etc. The sky's the limit. So they're giving out different prizes, different seed funding. You can register here, get inspired, get help. So they are giving away a lot of money. Hopefully more things are actually built on Solana after this happens. Launch of the web of tomorrow. Hopefully they will continue to grow out their network. You can see actually on their homepage here, they have about 400 different projects on Solana right now. At least that's what they say. And it is one of the fastest growing ecosystems in crypto, so they say. So hopefully more is built on it. Now, is this a pump? Will we see a drop off? And how do we know that this is actually a good project overall? Well, obviously transactions per second, low fees, that's great. It comes at a slight of a caveat here because of the fact that they are a little bit less decentralized than some of these other projects. You give up some of your decentralization for speed and for low fees. You can see validators are about 800, which is less than Ethereum, less than some of these other projects. But overall, it is good to see Solana is growing their ecosystem. They are getting a lot of excitement. And they are one of the best options if you want low fees and high transactions per second. And when we tokenize different things in our economy, or when we tokenize, let's say, the stock market, it will be very important to have a lot of transactions per second because they need to handle a lot. Now, what do I think about the price? Well, it has obviously shot up a lot. I don't like chasing. I will be honest, I have not bought into Solana. I saw it at $25, $30, $40, and I didn't buy in. Honestly, if I had done more research at the time, that would have been great. But what we see in the cryptocurrency market is we see different cryptos pump. We saw Avalanche pump up before this. It was a great mover. We've seen now Solana. We can see something like Polkadot up 22% a day. What I have noticed and what a lot of other people have noticed is that all these different cryptos that have a good project, a good ecosystem, they pump at different times, right? Every good project seems to have their day. Now, of course, not financial advice, but Polkadot having a 22% day today when it hasn't moved in a long time. Polkadot could have made you a lot of money, right? It was $10 a couple months ago. Now it's $30. They pay 12% staking too. So my average price is $18. I essentially have a 20% yield on cost, which is awesome on Polkadot. It was sitting around about $20 to $25 for a long time. Now it's pumping here today. We have Solana pumping up 60% in the last week. We have BNB, which was at $2.80 a couple weeks ago. It's come up. Cardano was at $1. A lot of these different cryptos have pumped up 50 to 200% over the last couple weeks, but they all are pumping at different times now. Even though Bitcoin is trading sideways, Ethereum can move up 10, 20% without Bitcoin really moving. BNB can do the same thing. So what we're seeing is all these different projects pumping up at different times. I don't like to chase different cryptos, right? So I look at Solana, I think, okay, what they have is awesome. And long term, it's probably a great buy. But short term, it could definitely fall, right? There's a lot of hype leading up to this event here today. And over the coming weeks, it will continue to, and over the coming months and years, it will continue to build out their ecosystem. But do I want to FOMO into it and buy a significant amount after it's up 400% or 300% over the last couple weeks? No, not necessarily. I mean, it's a great project still. And I seriously think because of how great their technology is, it could definitely move up. It could continue to move up into the top 5 even, because they are definitely a competitor to Cardano and Ethereum. I could definitely see it around Cardano's market cap. But I'm not going to go and spend a ton of money trying to buy in on it now. I think there is opportunity in the future to be able to buy it. But again, I don't like chasing cryptos. I like doing the research and picking them out when they're low. There are a couple they haven't pumped recently that I think will do really well. Like I said, Solana can move up to Cardano in market cap eventually one day, but Cardano hasn't moved in the last week or two, and they're coming out with smart contracts here soon. So I definitely think that that's going to move here soon. I think that Voyager token is going to move because they have their loyalty program. I think Ethereum 2.0 coming at the end of the year, early next year, is definitely going to pump up Ethereum. So I think you have to pick and choose. Obviously, you can't put 20% of your assets into every single cryptocurrency that's moving. And I just would be careful about trying to chase cryptocurrencies. Now, of course, I could be sitting here in a month or two and Solana could 3x while everything else is sideways, and I could feel like an idiot. But that is okay. I can only pick and choose so many different cryptos to invest in. Now, Solana is a little bit different too, because a couple of the platforms I actually use to buy cryptocurrencies, it doesn't allow me to buy Solana. I could buy it on Binance.us, but it doesn't allow me to buy on Voyager or on BlockFi. So just something that I don't really buy too much on Binance, but I could. So if you guys are looking on how to buy it, Binance is a good way to go about it. Now, of course, do your own research. I could be completely wrong. I think the technology is great, but of course you have to be careful when it's pumped up so much so quickly. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think about Solana and some of these other cryptocurrencies I mentioned here today down below in the comment section. Thank you guys. Definitely check out the link underneath the video so that way you can get some free crypto on Voyager and on BlockFi, and you can get interest rates. So that's going to be really important. If Bitcoin goes up to $1 million and you had, let's say, 1/10 of a Bitcoin that you didn't get interest on, you're going to feel really bad about that, because that could amount to tens of thousands of dollars as time goes on. So definitely check that out. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.